Okay. Hello.
Hi.
CNA and a lizard hunter. Amber. I'm going out for a walk. It's kind of hot. Warm out here today. But I'd like to talk to you guys about, on your rounds, checking on people. If you find someone on the floor, what are you supposed to do? First, of course, call the nurse. Call the nurse immediately to check him, make sure he didn't break his neck or his hip or something before you move him. So you get the nurse, make sure he's okay. If he's bleeding, you get towels, rags, or whatever you can get, and go by what the nurse says to wrap him or put pressure on his head. Or usually they hit their head. If they fall, they're going to hit their head most of the time. And see, she decided to go this way. She doesn't want to go to the park. She's backing up again. So, of course, you call the nurse to assist the nurse. She's going to basically check him out, make sure he's okay to be moved. If not, she's going to call 911 and they're going to come and assist him and take him to the hospital and have him checked out. But before that, if the nurse does check him out and she's like, okay, the next thing is she's going to have you do vitals every 15 minutes. And then every 30 minutes, then every hour, then I believe it's every 2 hours, but it's just check on your procedures on where you work, and it'll tell you more specifically on the paper on when you're supposed to do vitals. And there you see if something's not right, pulse is too high or something, make sure you let the nurse know. And she can take a look at him again, re-examine him and see how he's doing, or she's doing. If they can't stand, usually I just take it what I'm gonna. Right there, Amber. Right there, Ma. Right here, Amber. Over here. Ma. Come here, Amber. Look. Amber. Over here. Over here, Ma. Come here now. Amber, here. Come here. Amber. Amber. If you don't listen, Amber. Amber. Come here right now. Amber. If you don't listen to me, you're going to go home. Look at that right there. Right here, Amber. Look. Okay, come on. Stop. Stop. All right. You always want to put a sling underneath the patient and get the Hoyer and make sure you get an assist and put him back in the bed if the nurse says so. Now when you do that, of course, just keep an eye on the patient, make sure he's okay, on your vitals, make sure he drinks fluids, and if he's okay, I'll find out what happened, why was he a lot of times they won't have access to their call light, and they just end up wanting to get out of bed because they're either wet or they need to be changed or they're thirsty or want pain medicine or something. They want something, and they weren't able to get it because they weren't able to push the call light. So make sure that call light's on them at all times. Every time you go in there, put it back on. Take it off, put it back on. Where I used to work, we had RTs that would come in there and they'd take care of them, and a lot of times they wouldn't put the call light back on. And I would tell them, hey, you need to put the call light back on. And then, once you do that with the patient and everything, I normally give them a day off from getting up for therapy or anything like that. And just make sure they're okay for the day. Then if they do get up, not that day, but the next day, make sure if they're supposed to use a gait belt, use a gait belt. If you don't know how to use a gait belt, I'll be posting a video attached to this one that will show you the proper way to use a gait belt, which is, pretty easy if you use it the right way, and it'll assist you to get the patient either out of bed, into the wheelchair, out of the wheelchair, or to take a shower. So make sure that you use a gait belt properly. I had a person the other day. She's a new hire, and she put the gait belt inside out, and it created a wound on the patient's belly, on his stomach. And then he was scared to get up. He didn't want to get up, and so he turned. That's how you can hurt a patient in their progress, is because now they're afraid to get up, and now he's a Hoyer lift because he wouldn't stand up and he wouldn't sit down. So you could regress their progress if you don't do it right. So make sure you use the gait belt right. It's the right, not inside out, but it's the right way, and the teeth should be facing your left when you're putting the belt on, so that when you pull it, the teeth can lock on the gait belt. And I always put mine underneath the armpits, so that when you assist them with both hands on it, you can help them up and not have the gait belt slip on you. Of course, you want to make sure that there's no tube feeding, any IV or any any wraps or dialysis ports or anything like that. Then you got to take in consideration that and where you're going to put it and all that. It's more, you're going to use your judge common sense, and you're not going to put it on there if it's right there. So make check for all that stuff, and when you do put it on, make sure it's tight enough, but not too tight. You can put your two fingers. If you can put your two fingers in there, then that's about as tight as you want it, and also where your feet are. Make sure that your feet are not in the way of the patient's feet, so you know where he's going to stand up, and you know that where the wheelchair is. Make sure you position your feet so that you don't put your feet where the patient's feet gotta go, and then you both fall, or he falls and you gotta grab him. Or I've had it happen where I'll put my feet one way and I anticipated the patient go one way, of course he went the other way, and I didn't fall or anything, but it's easier if that doesn't happen, of course. That way you can get him safely into the chair. And using the gate valve or the Hoyer. You use the Hoyer. If he's a Hoyer, then he's a Hoyer, or she's a Hoyer. Just put the Hoyer sling on them. You know, put it above their head so that it doesn't get in their neck. And use 2 people and put them in the wheelchair. With that being said, make sure that there's different sizes of slings for different patients. You know, different colors and stuff like that. And we'll go over the sling in another video, but I'll tell you what, a lot of people, they don't know how to put the sling underneath the patient, or they don't, once they get them out of bed, it's not put in the right loop, so you can't sit them up in bed, or, you know, lay them flat in the shower bed, or sit them up for the shower chair. So yeah, that's pretty important that you do that right. And with that being said, you guys make sure that you always ask a nurse before you do anything that requires you to pick up someone off the floor, or, you know, anything else that you're not sure of. And if you're not sure of it, ask. Don't be afraid to ask. Asking is the best way to go to keep you out of trouble and keep you on the right track with your patients. So ask. And if you don't know, ask. If someone don't know, ask. And just keep asking until you get your answer, the right answer. If you don't get an answer, then go to the DON. The DON will give you an answer, I guarantee it. She'll give you an answer right away, and thank you for asking. I haven't heard any DON or anybody in management get mad because you're asking a question about your staff, about your patients, or whatever. Just ask, and they'll tell you. So, CNAs, that being said, I'll go over the gate valve and show you the proper way of doing it attached to this video. Thank you, and you guys have a great day, and take your breaks and your lunch. Oh, you bit his tail, Ma. Come on, Mama. You got his tail in your mouth. Come on, Amber. Let me see, Ma. You're crazy. He's too tall. You got his freaking tail. Got a little angry there. Okay, we gotta come out earlier, Mom. Sorry, this is too hot for you and me. We're gonna come out early and then late at night. Not late, but this is too hot. Cindy, go, Ma. ruler. I don't see the walking tree. Hey, hey, oh. You need to take a shower today, Mom. I'm gonna take you a bath. Let's check the mail. Let's check the mail. Fuck. Oh, wait. Let's come back. He just barely got here. Come on. Oh, Dr. Wonka. Willy Wonka. Damn.